Hello and welcome to a short session which is all going to be about strength and stability, and we're mainly looking at the shoulder area and the glutes, activating them. So this is a brilliant one to do if you are playing a lot of sport, especially the one-sided sports like we've been talking about, the paddle, the tennis, the golf, cricket, hockey. We're trying to find some stability and also build some strength, and particularly these two areas, the shoulders and the glutes. Obviously everything is always going to be full body, the core is always going to be involved, but those are the two areas that we're really targeting today. So we're going to start with a couple of roll downs, and you've got to make sure that you've done a little bit of a warm up before. I'm going to go just straight into the exercises, but I will do 2 roll downs just to start, and then we will get going with our weights. So if you need to do a warm up, then obviously check one of my other videos, or maybe you've got your own little warm up. But make sure you do something first. Good. And again, just tucking in that chin. Rolling through. That's it, good. And all the way up and open through there. Amazing. So we're going to start with our glutes. We're going to start with squats, reverse lunges, and then we're going straight into deadlifts. We're doing 3. Okay, 3 exercises for, well, lower legs, but really focusing on those glutes. So you choose something sufficiently heavy that's going to challenge you, or maybe today you're not using weights, okay? Again, you've always got those options. I'm going to go for 10. I'm going to grow nice and tall. When I'm ready, slowly squat down, press up through there. Keep that chest open. Think about sitting into that imaginary chair. It's not about the knees pushing forward. I'm driving up through the heels. I've got 3 to go. Amazing. Okay, just going to pop those down for a few seconds and then we're back. It's a bit like a superset. We're just doing 3 areas. Same area but 3 different exercises. Okay, the next one is going to be our reverse lunges. So just be mindful if you want to be using weight, and be very aware of keeping that pelvis nice and level and really using that front foot as your base of support. Okay, we're going to alternate for 20, which is 10 sets. But obviously if you've had enough, then stop. Okay, left foot planted in. I'm going to draw down. Power through the right, left foot, swap sides. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12, 13, 14, 15. Coming up to 17. 2. And again, deadlift the weights down. Just have a little break. Have a little wander around. Whew. Okay. The next one is we're going to go into our deadlift. So we're very much, again, thinking about that posterior chain, thinking about the hamstrings, thinking about the glutes. Deadlift your weights up and then back onto your mat. Feet apart, grow tall. Arms in front, soften the knees a little bit. Then I'm going to stick the bottom out. Neutral through the spine, arms are long. I go down slow and come up with a bit of a force. Go for 2 more. Last one. Amazing. Okay, whew. So we're now going to come on to upper body. The idea is if you want to press pause, you can repeat those 3 exercises 2 more times, okay, which is your 3 sets. I'm going to do 1 set of everything and keep going, but obviously you can either repeat the whole workout or stop and repeat those ones and then go again, okay? So now we're going to come into shoulders. I'm going to do the front raise, I'm going to do a lateral raise, and then I'm going to go for the shoulder press, okay? You can go singles, you can go doubles, you can use weight, you can have no weight, okay? They are hard, okay? So be careful which weights you choose. Now I like to stand hip distance apart. I like to soften my knees, tuck through the tailbone a little bit. Grow tall, hands in front, shoulders back and down. I'm going to go for singles. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And again, I'm deadlifting down, little break. And then I'm going to go singles, just to shoulder height. You don't have to go any higher, just to that shoulder height and pull down. These are really specific for the shoulder muscles, so they're quite targeted, which means they're hard. So I wouldn't go too heavy unless you are very experienced and you know what you're doing. So shoulders down, tuck in the chin, soften the knees. I'm going to go wide. That's it, good. Control down. I'm not locking my arms, there's a little bend in the elbows, okay? 4, 3, 2, draw down. Good, okay. Next one, I'm going to go for doubles. I'm going to press both up and back down into that shoulder press. Options are you can have the shoulders, the arms, the weight's a bit closer in, or we can be out, which is obviously going to be a little bit harder. Okay, so again, deadlift the arms up. We're going to go for 10, and we're going to really exhale and use all that strength we've got. So we're opening. We're going to go 10, 9, 3 shoulder exercises. Again, press pause and you can repeat twice and another time, or wait until the end if you want to repeat all that. We're now going to come down onto the mat and we're going to do our glute bridges. So we've got lift and lower, we've got hold, and then we've got leg raises. So for the lift and lower and the holds, I'm going to use some weight, okay? So again, find a weight that is comfortable and that you feel that you can lift up. So, keeping that weight nice and strong and supported through there. Make sure the feet aren't too wide away from you, they're not too wide out to the side of you. Feel that nice comfortable position, okay? Shoulders nice and open. Before you move, just engage your glutes, just squeeze them, okay? And then lift up through there. So obviously be careful the weight doesn't roll down onto your face. Maybe hold it towards the sides and a little bit that thumb at the front there as well. Okay, glutes on. We're going to lower and lift. I'm not going to lower all the way down because the weight hurts the hips. So I'm just going to go where it feels good and then power up through there. Obviously the glutes are having to work harder, pushing that weight. I've got 12. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and stay up. Hold there. Okay, for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And draw that down. Carefully just sit up to get the weight away. Okay, we're going to come back down. We're going to go for leg lifts. So again, find a good position. You're sort of meant to be able to touch, if you just go to the side, touch your heels in that position. Glutes on, press up, palms press in. Now don't go so high your rib cage is flared. Keep that nice and connected. Left foot presses in, and then right leg comes up, taps down for 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep pressing through that supporting foot. If you've gone too far, if you've had enough, take it down. Good. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, on. Okay, connect to that right side. Make sure we're nice and balanced through there, rib cage connected. Let's go. 10, 9, 8, 7. Keep pressing through that right side for 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and draw down. Cool. Again, pause, repeat, or wait till the end, or be happy with one of everything. Okay, the next 3 exercises. We've got chest press. We're going to go for triceps, and then we're going to come up to standing for our biceps. So for my chest one, I'm going to go heavy. So I'm going to take the weights down with me and be really careful of how I do that. Where's my other one? Here. Yeah, okay. So always go down with the weights, and if you're using a bench, obviously that's an option as well. I've only got my mat in here. So shoulders away from the ears, find that neutral position. Elbows are not out directly at shoulder height, they're a little bit down towards the body. Slowly, I'm going to press up, control back. Holding neutral all the time. I'm going to go 4, 3, 2, and then last one. Slowly let the weights draw down, and I'm going to sit up at the same time and then pop them down to the side. Okay, I'm not going to use those for triceps, I wouldn't get very far. Going to go a little bit lighter for the triceps, but still challenging myself. Okay, and again, I take them down with me. Find neutral, nice and connected with the rib cage, feet pressed in. Okay, making sure with this one, arms are up. You got the elbows above those shoulders there. And I'm going to bring one down and lengthen. That's it, good. One down. So almost bringing the top of the weight down towards my ear and lengthen. Trying to keep the upper arm still, and then we're really powering in to that tricep. You go for doubles if you want. I'm just adding a bit more weight, so I've gone back to singles. I'm going to push it a few more, but again, you see how you're doing. If you're done, come down. I'm going to go 4. I'm going to go 3, 2, last one. And then draw that down. Amazing. Okay. Whew. From here, we're going to come up to standing. I think the best bicep curl is going to be in a standing position. I'm going to go for 10 and I'm going to go for the doubles, okay? But again, see if you want to do singles or doubles. Always careful how I pick up my weights. Always conscious I'm not just loading into that lower back. So we're always aware of how we're moving around with our weights. So I'm going to grow tall. Okay, I'm going to soften the knees, tuck through the tailbone. I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, amazing. Whew. Carefully pop those ones down. So again, little 3 exercises back to back that you can repeat, okay? That's the idea. So if that's what you're choosing, press pause, rewind, and go again. Okie dokie. So now we're going to come down onto our mat, okay? No weights, but we're just going to do a really nice connected core one, dead bug, and then finish with a plank. Okay, 3 variations of the plank. So we've still got a little bit to go, but we're getting there. Hands are on the mat. We're now loading into the wrist a little bit. If you don't like that, you can go into this position, but if you're okay, that's what we're aiming for. Fingers wide, spread the load, shoulders away. We're going to tuck through that tailbone. Feet are nice and relaxed. So in this position now, hands are down under the shoulders, knees down under the hips. We're really connected. All I want you to do is lift one arm forward and then draw down. Connect, swap sides. Feel the stability through that supporting arm. Now, without moving the hips side to side, slide one leg back. Draw back in. Other leg back. Draw back in. Now we're going to do opposites. But the idea of sliding means that you can feel and be aware of where you move. Because in a perfect world, there is no movement apart from one leg, one arm. Okay? Everything else is going to stay really still. Slide away, then lift. Hold. Down. Slide in. Now, as you start the slide, do you lean over to one side? Don't let it. Use the glutes. This is all about bringing awareness to your body. The more aware we are, the better we will be when we're playing these sports, the safer we will play, and the more supported we are, and hopefully then injury-free. Slide and lift. Now, if you can really feel that you're sliding and really leaning over to one side, then we need to really work those glutes on that side to stabilize. One more each way. And it's not about going really high, it's about being connected and still. And then in. So I hope you can feel what we're aiming for with that one. It's not about just winging the legs really high, dipping into the lower back and arching yourself and hurting yourself. It's about being really mindful and really connected. Okay, we are going to do plank. We're going to do a high plank first, and we're going to do very slow, very controlled shoulder taps. Okay, so I'm coming to the front of the mat. Shoulders away, tuck through the tailbone. Plank, into that nice plank position. Take the feet a little bit wider, and I'm going to tap for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and down. Have a little stretch. Amazing. We're going to go back up, high plank, and we're going to lift and lower one leg at a time. Again, just go where you can, where you don't arch into that lower back. We don't want to go into extension. Glutes are on. Shoulders away from the ears, tuck through, plank. Hold that position. Lift and lower. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, shoulder blades good, 2, and in. Good. So it's a nice bit of loading through the wrist, because think of what the wrists are having to do when you're playing all those sports. There's a lot of work going through there, so it is good if we can just load them a little bit. We're just going to finish with that low plank, okay? So, onto the forearms, interlace the hands. Elbows are nicely under those shoulders. Core is on, and then slowly out into that plank position. I'm pressing up through there. That's it, good. I'm not going to hold it too long, because You can always carry on if you want to. I'm going to go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Having a little stretch. So the idea is you can repeat this whole circuit 3 times, using lots of different muscle groups, but we're focusing on the shoulder stability, we're focusing on those glutes. If you want stretches and cool downs, then there's a separate video for that. For the purposes of today, I'm always going to come up standing without using my hands, push up, and I'm going to finish with 2 roll downs. So just slowly, I always like to finish with 2 roll downs. Oh, that feels good. Maybe it's the mental side that feels better. You just feel a bit clearer in the head, a bit ready to face the day or face something. Oh, and again. Oh. Amazing. Any questions, then please, please, please get in touch. I am here to help you.